Hey everybody, it's Pajama, and we are reviewing Dune 2 and Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's your girl Pajama with Pajama Life, and today we went to the movies. It's the sequel show, and today we're reviewing Dune 2 and Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom, as well as talk about our reactions for the latest Oscar show. So with me, I couldn't do it without my two guys right here. Pew, pew, pew. David, say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody. Great to be with you on this night as we see which one of these sequel movies you like best. We're going to go for Dune. We're going to go for Aquaman. We will see.
All right. And Patrick, say hello to the people.
Hey, everybody. Glad to see everybody here. Nice to see that you had the David Lynch Paul Atreides as opposed to the Denis Villeneuve one there. I did catch that very good. Glad to see everybody here. So let's get on with it.
All right. Let's take a look at Dune Part 2 in theaters.
It's been a while since you've had one of those nightmares. Tell me, what was it about?
We've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades.
Look!
My family's been fighting them for centuries. But I do see a way. There is a narrow way through.
In the shadows of Arrakis lie many secrets, but the darkest of them all may remain. The end of House Atreides.
Show me who you are. Don't do what must be done. I will love you as long as I breathe.
You are not prepared for what is to come.
Hey, great trailer. Pat, let's talk about Dune 2. What do you think?
Well, I really liked the first one, and I like this one too quite a bit. I mean, it seems like to me they got a lot of the things right that I had some real big problems with the original David Lynch movie back in the 80s. I did like several things about it. There were a couple casting choices I was not super excited about. I think Austin Butler didn't have the panache, I guess, of perhaps I would have expected from Fade Rotha. There was some casting choices that were interesting. I really love this book, and I've been reading it since the early 80s. And so, I go in there with a bit of expectation, and they did some really good things. They left parts out that were easily enough left out, but really moved the story forward quite well. And obviously, we've left an opening big enough to drive a sandworm through at the end of this to keep making money on this, because it was really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Fully
okay. David, what did you think?
I liked it quite a bit. I think that the Dune Part 1, I think, was better. I think that also, though, speaks to the challenges that Frank Herbert had with the second half of the book. The book divided into three separate books, Muad'Dib and the Prophet, and we kind of got to there here in this second installment. I think it was really hard to get all of those pieces in and see the transition of the character. Good casting. I liked it. I thought Austin was good. I like how he really tried to imitate Skarsgård and his interpretation of the uncle of the Baron. There were some things that were missing, I thought, and I thought they did a nice job of trying to condense some things. At the end of the day, it was beautiful. It was great in a lot of ways. A lesser version of the first Dune is the best way I can describe it.
I liked both of them. I think the second one was absolutely gorgeous. That juxtaposition of the color and then this very stark black and white. And then I thought one of the most interesting and creative uses of, I'm sure it's kind of harking back to the 60s, was the fireworks on the Harkonnen planet, but they, instead of light, they were liquid. Oh, I just thought that was gorgeous. And I thought the political intrigue of the second one was really interesting. And I just finished the book after all these years. I just finally finished it. And I was kind of glad I watched the movies first, including the one in the 80s. And hey, we're going to review the books and the movies here coming up soon. So subscribe to my channel for that. Right. But I think that the first movie, I think it was interesting how he truncated the story. So it took place over years, but in his movies, it was continuous. So a lot of the parts of the book, and we'll talk about this in our book review, were left out. But I think the choices that he made were great, because some of that was, it's a hard book to read, kind of if you're not used to it. So I think the way he did this movie, the two movies, really helped you to understand if you're going to go back and read the books. So I think he did a brilliant job, to me, of both of them. They both have their pluses and minuses. And I liked Austin, but I didn't think I would, because who could top Sting? I mean, really. And that's not to say he tops Sting, but I felt like he did his thing. And it was an interesting political intrigue that you see more in the books they brought out here in the second story. So the one thing I didn't like was how abrupt it ended. It was just like, bang, it's over. And I was like, wait, what? You know, I didn't like that. But I think that it will lend itself to maybe Dune Messiah next, and Children of Dune, you know. I hope it's not several years in between. Just because, you know, come on with it. Make it happen, people. I need to see what the next one's gonna hold. But I really enjoyed Dune parts 1 and 2. So if you also enjoy reading the movies, come back and we will do a Dune review of both, the comparison of the book and the movie. But for now, I think everyone enjoyed both parts, both movies. And if you haven't seen it, absolutely, and I know my friends agree, see it in the theaters. Don't wait. Don't get a bootleg version. Go
that could be funny
and see it. It is absolutely gorgeous. All right. Next up, another feat of CGI is Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. Let's take a look.
4 years ago, I was basically unemployed. A wanderer with no home. But now, I'm a husband and a father. Oh yeah, I finally got a job. I'm the king of Atlantis. But that doesn't mean they all like me.
I'm gonna kill Aquaman and destroy everything he holds dear. Burn his kingdom to ash.
He must be stopped, or a global meltdown is imminent.
We need to find Manta.
He's different now. He's stronger than before.
It's simple. He means to end the bloodline.
I don't know what lies ahead. We can't leave our children in a world without hope.
You're not as bad at this as you think. If you lead, the 7 kingdoms will follow.
All right. I'm not gonna start with Patrick. I'm gonna start with David. David, what did you think of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Well, here was the sequel that we didn't ask for. I'm not sure
Oh.
that any of us wanted.
Oh.
I'm not sure if we still want it, although apparently folks in Asia and Europe loved it, and it made some bank over there. Now it did take some awesome action figures. Now at reduced prices at stores across the country. So, it was better than I expected. With all that said, I didn't think I'd see a buddy movie. There was a bit of a buddy movie there with Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
The undersea world, and I mean, our astronauts trained to go into space by going into the water, usually in the swimming pools to test things. But the different creatures and all, boy, those could wind up in the cantina. So it was a very sci-fi feel to it. So I enjoyed that. That said, it was goofy. It was silly. It wasn't necessary, but it was fun. Wouldn't read a book the size of this dude about it, but but it was some good popcorn fodder.
Okay, I'm gonna go in the middle because I can already look at that face. Guess what I'm gonna get? So I like this movie. I thought it was better than I expected. This is why I don't read reviews, because what somebody else doesn't like, you may enjoy. So I think this is one that I think the hype around what was happening behind the scenes really kind of tanked the movie and really kind of put a bad taste in people's mouth before they even had a chance to see it. But you know what? It's not the best of the DC movies. I think that goes to Wonder Woman and Man of Steel. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was just fun. It's just a Saturday afternoon kind of movie, and good triumphs over evil, and Jason Momoa is fine as you know what. So I mean, that's not too bad. So I did like the South Pacific aspect of it and the message about climate, protecting the oceans and protecting the climate and making sure we're doing something not to harm the planet. I did think that was a good message. And I thought they all looked like they were having a lot of fun. So you can't expect Shakespeare from Aquaman. So, it was fun. I think it was a fun kind of wrap up to the DC extended universe. I don't know what's next on their plate, but they got a lot of work to do to build up trust again. So, Pat, what did you think?
Well, Dave kind of stole my tagline. This is the movie no one wanted.
Oh,
no one needed
it.
Nobody needed it. It was.
I needed Jason Momoa in my life.
Utterly forgettable. Thank God it was Thank God it was forgettable because it was so bad. I just didn't care about it. It was a continuation of a story that wasn't that great the first time. But I understand that this is there's a large cadre of fans that want to see Aquaman, and there's a large cadre of fans that want to see Jason Momoa in his CGI armor. But it was just. Man, it was weak, and where the DC universe goes is a whole one of the ball of wax. They got James Gunn over there now running it, who turned a B-level comic book out of Marvel into one of the better series of movies they've ever done. Huh? I don't know.
Was it a one-trick kind of thing he did? I just don't know. I hope he doesn't put Zack Snyder in charge of the movies because.
No.
And being the director, because his stuff is trash. He's overindulging, and he's not that great of a director. I feel like
Zack Snyder's cheap because he doesn't want to buy lights in any of his movies. They're all dark as hell.
I know, right?
I agree with that 100%.
I mean, his direction style is terrible. But to be honest, though, this was just not great at all. And I understand why they had to make it, because they already had people under contract, and they had to. And I'm not even talking about the ridiculous drama with the co-stars and stuff like that. But man, it was an ugly cash grab. It was not great, but hey, everybody got paid. Good enough.
Yeah, some people, they want to have something that they can enjoy, not think too much about.
That ain't it. This ain't it.
See a lot of CGI and a lot of action. It did have a lot of action. So, I think that, it's something that maybe not is the best, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. That's for
it's
sure.
pretty close. It's pretty close.
But now who wins?
No Mortal Kombat, Pat.
It's not Mortal Kombat. I was about to say that. Thanks for beating me, Dave.
You too. But who wins in the sequel fight? Is it Dune 2 or is it Aquaman and the Lost?
Dune 2 by a long shot.
Dune 2.
Yeah. Is that supposed to be?
That's Vladimir Harkonnen.
Is that Baron Harkonnen?
That's Baron Harkonnen.
Oh no!
He's looking for a little bit of a Jenny Craig sponsorship here.
Yeah,
or
he
somebody.
needs some of that Wegovy or Montero. That's for sure. Montero. But yeah, I think Dune 2 kind of wins. But Aquaman 2 is a lot of fun. So I think that they're two ends of the spectrum, but it's something people can enjoy. Maybe it's not to everybody's cup of tea. Both movies might not be to everyone's cup of tea. All right. Well, let's talk about the Oscars. Man, it was a show and a couple of upsets, but it kind of was predictable. David, did you have a chance to watch? What did you think?
I watched, I thought, I'm glad no one was assaulted. If you like Jason Momoa,
that we got to have nowadays.
It is, we are thankful
Thanks,
for that.
Will Smith. Thank you very much.
I'll bring it up first. Scared to death. Our censors are scared to death. Your assessment of John Cena's wardrobe during the Oscars, Pam.
I like it.
Wait, there was wardrobe on John Cena?
I actually loved it. Yes, I loved it.
So it was something. It was something. I wasn't surprised by how it played out. I did think it was really moving. Again, my pick from the Holdovers to win Best Actress. What a beautiful speech she gave. Yeah. Really applaud that. And that was a real win. And that was good to see. So, a nice evening. And Hollywood gets a chance to get out there. Robert Downey Jr., deserving of an actor, maybe didn't come across as well as he was coming up to the stage. A little bit of controversy there, inadvertently.
I didn't see that. I didn't know it was such a big deal. He apparently, what did he not shake Kiwan Kwan's hand?
He completely blew him off like he was the waiter. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what I would do if something I've been working for my whole life just landed on my lap in front of 2 billion people.
Well, and that's true. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're both action figures. They both have their own action figures, so they should be kind to each other. That's kind of my approach. But a nice evening, all in all.
Well, I tell you, the one low point of the evening was the in memoriam segment. They completely botched that. That was just criminal. I don't know who was in charge of that, but they jacked that up to have the names like not across the screen. Did nobody want to look at the orchestra or these weird dancers or, whatever the hell they were doing? I wanted to know the names of people respectfully who had passed on, and to be able to kind of celebrate. That's the last chance they'll get to be in front of, everybody in a widest view as this, and to have them. And then at the end, they had like a bunch of names in super small print. It was just a mess. That was terrible. But on a high note, Cord Jefferson winning for Best Adapted Screenplay for American Fiction. I was very, very excited about that. Kind of another low moment was Emma Stone winning for Poor Things.
Thought that was thought that was great. Thought that was
no
great.
problem there.
Mine was still.
You're the only one that had a problem with it, Pam. You're the
I
only
still
one who had a
wanted
problem with
Annette
it.
Bening to win for Nian.
Only one
It was
that
a
had a
long
problem
shot.
with it.
Yeah, it was a long shot, but you know, or Lily Gladstone would have been nice.
I would have been okay with Lily Gladstone. I felt Killer with the Flower Moon got kind of gypped, as did Barbie to a certain extent.
Out.
They
completely.
did.
I don't think they won one award. I was like, wow, kind of a backlash.
Well, you know, part of that I have a feeling was a bit of a rejection of Scorsese, because he's won so much. He's a highly celebrated director. You had De Niro, you had DiCaprio, you had some real big names that have been, you know, lauded over the years. So maybe there was a little bit of a rejection of the particular movie, which really unfortunately got Lily Gladstone, who is a brand newcomer to this whole thing.
Yeah.
And got her.
But she's got a lot of stuff in the works. So
she was really good. And I gotta tell you what, Ryan Gosling got gypped, man. I'll tell you what, the performance of I'm Not Ken or I'm Just Ken was
a great
amazing. That was the best. That was the highlight of the entire show.
Yeah.
And did you catch that it was kind of a nod to Marilyn Monroe and her famous number and Madonna's, you know, video of it. So it was kind of a nice little homage to the quintessential Barbie, Marilyn
Several
Monroe.
pop culture references in there, and I gotta tell you,
that was great.
I was shocked that it didn't get
but
more
did
than what it
he
got.
deserve a nomination? I don't know. I was okay with,
oh yeah, he did.
No, I don't think so.
The irony of him getting it and Margot Robbie not, because of the way
that was.
Yeah.
And American Ferrara being in there too. Yes, I mean there was.
I was like, he doesn't have to get. He's all right. He'll get his. I mean, trust me. He'll make himself look ugly in a movie or be a homeless dude or, you know, something, and he'll get it. So he'll
be a federal employee. He'll be a disgruntled federal employee one day.
Maybe his name will be David. In the story of David. That would be great. Angela Bassett can play me. But I think that, you know, it kind of went out as predicted. This was probably the most successful Oscar ballot I had, because I just, you know, looked at, okay, who are these old Oscar people going to pick, and just picked all of them. And I just missed 2 this year. So I hadn't seen that category. So I just kind of randomly picked. But, you know, it was a lot of fun. I think that it was free of actually, what's his name kind of went in on Robert Downey Jr. Jimmy Kimmel. I was like, ooh, and it wasn't funny. So I was kind of like, what's going on with Jimmy and him? So I don't know, but hey, comment below if you really liked the Oscar show or not, and everything else we've discussed. So, well, that is it. Pat, you want to have some final words?
You guys have a great week next week. I will be unable to meet with you guys because I will be doing some sheet metal apprentice stuff, and you guys have fun. Everybody, make sure you get to the movies.
All right, David. It'll be the Wonder Twins next week.
That's right. There we go. This way. That's the way. I never get it right. Everybody have a great week. Make sure that your knives do not chip and shatter. And I hope you have a good time watching something that makes you smile, makes you cry a little bit in a happy way, and makes you laugh. We'll see you later.
And thanks for everyone who's viewing us tonight. And we'll see you next time. Next week, we're going to look at The Gentleman and Damsel on Netflix and The Bad Batch. So come back and see us. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.